Hello friends, myself Dr. Nandakumar Raubawale from College of Engineering Ambajogai is going to deal with intellectual property rights, the 18th lecture. So in previous lecture we have discussed about rights of patentee. Patentee in the sense the person who registers his patent may be inventor, maybe his agent or co-patentee or co-inventor. And obligations, limitations over the rights of a patentee, infringement of a patent. Today we will discuss about the parties to petition, who can file this suit and who against whom file suit can be filed, reliefs and defenses, penalties for infringement or any litigation, surrender and revocation of patent. So who can file a suit? Who can file a suit in the sense who can register the case? A patentee is a person who is eligible to file the suit or who can file the case in court regarding any dispute of his invention patented. Second, an exclusive licensee. If patentee has given license to someone else to use his invention, and if the invention is infringed by any other person, then such licensee can file the suit in the court if the license is registered. If the license given by a patentee to the licensee is oral, then licensee cannot file the suit. Compulsory licensing. So in certain cases, patentee is not able to produce the product or the results of invention to the public at a reasonable rate, and the patent is very much useful, invention is very much useful to the common public, at that time government is issuing compulsory license to some other capable persons or interested persons. Such license is known as a compulsory license, and if someone is infringing that invention without any license, then a compulsory licensee is eligible to file the suit against such infringement or any matter related to that invention. An assignee, if the patentee has assigned his invention to somebody, then that assignee can also file the suit in the court. So licensee and assignee are the two persons to whom patentee is going to allow to use his invention. Then a co-owner or co-patentee, if the invention is carried out by more than one person, the other persons are known as co-owners. Any of the owner, any of the co-owner can file the suit in the court, or co-patentee if patent is registered by more than two persons, then they all are called as a co-patentee, and co-patentees are eligible for registering the suit in the court. Who may petition the court? So here, the following persons may petition the High Court for revocation of patent, namely. So in case if a patent is granted to some person, and if the patent granted is not as per the law, or if the validity of patent is not a proper, or it is not registered by a proper process, then some other person can claim that this patent is not registered properly, or this is not his invention, or this is obvious invention. Obvious invention in the sense it is already well known to the public, and such invention is registered by somebody else, some other person, which is known to the public, and a person knows that this invention is not registered, and he goes to the patent office and gets granted his patent. And such if such is the case, then any person who is interested in that invention can file the suit for revocation. Revocation in the sense the granted patent or some of the rights granted to patentee are withdrawn by the court or patent office. So who can who may petition the high court? Any person interested who knows that this invention is not useful or is not registered by proper way, or the information is concealed, that is the inventor has not disclosed all information regarding invention. In certain cases, in such cases, any person who is interested with that invention can file the petition. Then the court, central government can also file the petition for revocation of patent. The person making a counterclaim in a suit for infringement of a patent. So if any person makes the counterclaim for infringement of patent, somebody is using this patented invention, and inventor or patentee files suit at that, saying that such and such person has used my invention. At that time, defendant means on whom the case is filed, can also claim counterclaim. Counterclaim suit can be filed in the court that this invention is not infringed by him, saying that this invention is patented by so and so person and which is not valid. So at that time, the court can revoke this patent or some of the rights of a patentee. Who may be sued? So on whom this suit may be filed? Suit in the sense we generally call it as a case. So on whom case can be filed, or on whom to whom the suit may be filed? Any person who infringes the patent, any person who is using this invention without any permission, a manufacturer or maybe importers. Some invention is patented, and if manufacturer is using that invention for producing products, at that time that is under the infringement. If he is using without permission or without license or without any assignment, then such persons can be uh, filed, or suit can be filed against such person. So if the invention is patented in India, say for example, you have made the patent for a mobile phone which is running with the solar energy or voice energy, you need not to recharge it. And such a mobile, if you have patented in India, but some of the agencies are going to copy this patent outside India in foreign country and producing product, and such product they export to India, or Indian person imports with the view that he can earn money by selling that product which is invented in India, patented in India, but manufacturing takes place in some other country where the patentee has not applied for parallel patents. Then such product, if is imported by any one of the Indian resident, then against him the suit may be filed. Dealers, their servants and agents. If a infringed product is sold by some of the dealers or the servants and agents of that business, those who are involved in selling of such uh, infringed products of a invention or a patent, then they can be filed, or a suit can be filed against them. A person who threatens to infringe the patent, if somebody says that I will copy your invention and I will produce the product, and if somebody is going to threaten to the inventor or patentee, at that time the patentee can file a suit against such person. In case of a company guilty, if the infringement is taking place by some of the companies are going to use a patent registered by inventor, at that time the directors of that company cannot be filed personally, or suit cannot be filed against such directors personally, but the company can be so suit can be filed against company. So personally the directors are not sued. The reliefs that may be granted, what kind of reliefs are granted for infringement. Following reliefs are available to successful plaintiff. Plaintiff in the sense a patentee if files the case or files the suit. In that case, what kind of reliefs are given to the plaintiff? An injection and or injection in the sense the order may be granted by court or patent office to stop production or to return the products produced. So damages. In this case, the relief in the form of damages. Say for example, a patentee or inventor suffers the loss of 1 lakh rupees because of infringement. At that time, the amount of 1 lakh rupees has to be paid by a person who infringes the invention to the patentee, and that kind of damage is compensated by the infringer or infringing person to the patentee. And third, an account of profits. Say for example, some company or some a person is going to infringe the invention and going to earn some profit. Say profit earned by that person who has infringed the invention is say 2 lakh rupees during the period of infringement, and that 2 lakh rupees whatever is the profit has to be given by the person who has infringed this patent to the patentee. Whatever profit he has earned has to be returned to the patentee. In damages, the loss suffered by patentee has to be paid or compensated by infringing person, whereas in accounts of profit, the amount of profit he has earned has to be given to the patentee. Then an order for delivery or destruction. So the court may issue an order to the infringing person to deliver the product produced by infringing to the patentee, or court may give order to destruct the products which are produced by the person who has infringed the patent. So order may be given for destruction of the goods produced by infringing the invention, or maybe the order will direct the person to deliver the product or goods to the inventor or patentee. The certificate of validity may be issued. So the patentee may take some consideration and he may issue the validity to the infringing person to sell that product. That means the monetary benefits can be given to the patentee. Then costs. So sometimes the fine will be imposed to the person who has infringed the invention of a patentee. Defenses available to defend. So if a patentee files the suit against a person who has infringed his invention, so the person who has infringed may take defense, may take one stand, and that stand taken by the infringing person is known as defense. So plaintiff is not entitled to sue for infringement. So sometimes the plaintiff means other than a patentee, some other person who is not concerned with the invention or patent is going to file the case in the court, and such person is not entitled, is not having rights to sue, even though he tries to sue against such a person who is going to infringe the invention. So only the rights are given to the patentee or assignee or license holder. So if are a agent, so agent of patentee, so who can file the suit against infringement? A original inventor or a patentee or licensee or assignee or compulsory licensee can file suit against infringement of the invention. But if a third person other than these people is has filed the case for infringement, then plaintiff can take that defendant can take stand that plaintiff is not entitled to sue for infringement. Then the allegation of infringement is false. So if somebody is using some of the invention and that invention is something different than the patented invention, then the defendant can take stand that allegation of infringement is false, that he is not using his invention, or if he has not used invention, or he has not infringed the invention, then also the defendant can say that I have not used the invention patented by patentee. Then there was a permission or license to use the invention. If license or permission is given by patentee to the person to use his invention, in such cases the defendant can show the license or the permission issued by patentee to him to use his invention. That can be the defense taken by the defendant. The claims alleged to be infringed are invalid. So claims are made by the patentee saying that my invention is being used by so and so person, and I want so much amount in the form of compensation, damages, or the amounts of profit. At that time, the defendant may say that the claims are invalid. I have not used, or even if I have used, I have not earned, or the claim made by the plaintiff is false, and he has not earned, or he has used his invention for not for earning uh, financial benefits, and he has used it for some other purposes which are allowed by the patent act. In such cases he can take such kind of defense. The act complaint is covered within scope of innocent infringement or done after lapse of patent. If the act allows to use that invention for innocent use, innocent infringement means say for purpose of education, the invention is used for carrying out the experiments or to improve the invention, then such cases or such acts are not included in the infringement. Or if the patent registered has lapsed the time duration, that means the government has revoked the patent, or the patentee has surrendered the patent, or the time duration for of protection is over. In such cases, if someone is going to file the case against the defendant, then defendant can say that he has used it for the public use, or innocent infringement is done, or he has used the patent for after the lapse of patent, maybe by any other reason. The patent has lapsed because of time, because of revocation, or because of surrendering of the patent. The principle of estoppels or res judica is attracted. If court has given the order that the invention is not registrable under patent act, or the court has ordered saying that this invention cannot be registered as a patent or is not useful, in such cases if someone is uh, filing the suit against a defendant, then defendant can show the records of court or orders of court, and he can escape from the action by the court. The patent is not novel and it is obvious. If the invention is registered by a patentee, is not novel, nothing is new in that invention, and it is obvious means it is well known to the people, and since so many years people are using that invention, such invention is known as obvious and is not patentable. So if anybody claims that this patent is infringed by somebody else, and if the patent is obvious or invention is obvious, in that case the defendant can say that it is obvious invention and is not patentable. Penalties for offenses: if someone is using the patent, so what kind of penalties can be charged against such infringement over the infringement of invention by the other person other than patentee, assignee, licensee, etc. So the penalties for offences under section 118 to 124 are explained according to the Patent Act 1970. So penalty for contravention of secrecy of invention section 118 is explaining about this. So invention relating to defense purpose or making an application for grant of patent by residents of India for patent outside India without permission from controller. Say for example, someone has invented some new thing and that is related to defense, and the person who has invented new invention for the defense purpose, and he is going to register his patent outside India somewhere in foreign country without permission of controller, then action can be taken against such person. So if it is related to defense for the security of nation, that invention can be used for security of nation, and such invention is made by a person residing in India, need not necessarily be Indian citizen. If he is residing in India, may not be a Indian resident, but if he is residing in India and he is inventing something in India and registering his invention outside India, and that invention is related to defense, at that time action can be taken against such person and penalty will be imposed. So the penalty is the imprisonment up to 2 years or fine or both or with both. So fine may be imposed and imprisonment up to 2 years may be made to such person. The penalties for offences again same is continued. Second penalty for falsification of entries in register. So if somebody is going to register his invention under Patent Act and gives false information or false entries are made in the register of patent, then the infringement up to 2 years or with fine or with both will be made against such patentee. Penalty for unauthorized claim to patent rights. So somebody is going to register his invention and make some unauthorized claims for which he is not authorized, then such person is punishable with fine up to 1 lakh. Then wrongful use of words, patent office. So under section 121, if somebody is using wrongful words, then infringement up to 6 months or with fine or with both. So wrongful words shall not be used while registering the patent. Penalties for offences again under same refusal or failure to supply of information section 122. So if a inventor refuses or fails to furnish information to central government any information which he is required to furnish under subsection 5 of section 100. So if the information is called by the government of India or Union government regarding the invention, or a person who is using the invention or patented invention, and at that time government is asking some information regarding such use of patent or invention, and if somebody is not submitting the information to the government, then uh, action can be taken against such person. So to the controller, if the person is refusing to provide information to controller of patent, any information or statement which he is required to furnish under the act or section 146, he shall be punishable with fine which may extend to 10 lakh rupees. So fine may be up to 10 lakh rupees, maybe less, but maximum up to 10 lakh. So it is compulsory for a inventor to provide or furnish the information asked by controller or asked by central government. And if the information is not provided at that time, the action can be taken and penalty up to 10 lakh rupees can be charged. Then refusal or failure to supply information under section 122. If any person being required to furnish any such information as referred to in subsection 1 furnishes information or statement which is false. So if person is going to submit the information but the information submitted is false. In previous case he was not submitting the information, but now he submits the information and which is false, which he either knows or has a reason to believe to be false or do not believe to be true. So if by mistake he is going to submit false information, knowingly or unknowingly, he shall be punishable with infringement which may extend to 6 months or fine or with both. So he may be charged a fine or he may be imprisoned for 6 months, or both the things can be charged against such person. Practice by non-registered patent agents under section 123. If any person is going to practice as a patent agent, so he is not a registered patent agent, but he is working as a patent agent without being registered, such he will be punished with fine which may extend up to 1 lakh in case first offense and 5 lakh in case of second or subsequent offenses. So if the person is going to practice as a patent agent without registering himself as a patent agent, at that time the fine may be charged up to rupees 1 lakh if it is first time, and if same person continues to act as a patent agent without registration, then the fine may be increased up to rupees 5 lakh in second and subsequent offenses. That means a person who wants to act as a patent agent or practice as a patent agent has to register himself in the patent office as a agent. Offense by companies. So if company is going to infringe, the company as well as in charge are responsible for running business will be punished accordingly. So whatever the laws which are explained above will be implemented for company or a in charge person who is responsible for infringing or who is responsible for doing the acts contrary to the patent act, then the company will be charged with the fine or a person who is responsible will be infringed as per the laws explained above. Surrender and revocation. What is surrender and what is revocation? A patent may be revoked under section 64 at the instance of revocation, in the sense the patent is granted to the inventor, but somebody files the suit that the patent or invention is not patentable. It is obvious in the sense it is well known to the public since many days or many years, and such invention is known as obvious. Or sometimes the invention is not novel, nothing is new in that invention, or the inventor has not done anything in that invention, or sometimes the invention is not useful. Under such circumstances, a person can file the suit against patentee for revocation of patent. Means the patent which is granted is cancelled or withdrawn, that is known as revocation of patent. That is made by the court, made by the patent office, or the appellate board can withdraw the patent. That is known as revocation. Surrender is nothing but voluntarily the inventor or the patentee surrenders, submits his claims or rights to the patent office. He says that I don't want any benefit from this invention, and this invention can be made open to public. At that time the rights of patentee are withdrawn, and that is made with the own will or voluntarily. A patentee is going to surrender his invention. So that is the difference between revocation and surrender. So in case of revocation, the court or appellate board or the patent office withdraws the rights of patentee. In case of surrender, the patentee himself voluntarily surrenders his uh, patent and does not put his claims or rights over the invention. So patent may be revoked under section 64 at the instance of under what conditions the patent can be revoked. So any person interested has filed the suit saying that the invention is not patentable. Central government can revoke the patent. Appellate board can uh, cancel this patented invention, or high court is also having rights to revoke the patent. Grounds for revocation: under what circumstances the patent is revoked? Patentee not entitled to patent. Say the invention is made by somebody else and some other person is interested to register his that invention, then patentee is not entitled for patent. So such person cannot have rights to register his invention. Patent obtained is unlawful. Somebody has obtained the patent by considering some material facts or unlawfully, then that patent that patent can be revoked. Say for example, invention is made by employee of pharmaceutical company during course of his employment, and that invention is made in the laboratory of the employer, and the patentee or inventor wants to register his patent in his own name without including the name of the employer. At that time the patent obtained by such person is unlawful. Invention known to public: if the invention is well known, obvious, that means which is being used since many years by the common society, and that invention is not a new, then the patent, even if it is registered by fraud, then can be revoked. Invention is not useful: the invention is made by somebody else, it is novel, everything, but it is not useful to anybody else, then that patent can be revoked. Scope of claim not properly defined: inventor has invented and registered the patent, but what kind of claims he made in that invention, that he has done this work, and these are the benefits, many things he has explained, and the things are not clear, the scope of claims is not clear, at that time the patent can be revoked. Again, description of invention is imperfect. The patentee has to give information about the invention, maybe preliminary information, or it may be final information, so complete information. So the information is imperfect, not clear, then, or certain facts are concealed, some of the key things are not given clearly in the invention, then such invention can be revoked. Invention claimed is obvious, it is known to public, commonly known. False representation, or the information which is given is false, is not true, under such circumstances the patent can be revoked. The invention is not patentable: certain inventions are not allowed for patent. So say for example, the invention made in field of atomic energy is not patentable, and if by mistake or by any of the reason patent office grants the patent for such invention, then that patent can be revoked. Contravention to the contraventions to the provisions of act. So there may be some contraventions, or maybe contradictions in the patent, and that contradiction or contravention is with the act. So act says something and patent is made against the act, then such patents can be revoked. So what is difference between the surrender and revocation? So first of all, surrender. Proceedings for surrender of patent can be initiated by patentee. Who can initiate surrender? Patentee himself can file the application for surrendering of his patent. But in case of revocation, patentee is not voluntarily submitting application for uh, surrender of or revocation of his patent. Proceedings for surrender of patent can be initiated by an application by made by third person or a suit for infringement of patent. So, revocation may be initiated by the application of third person who is not concerned with this invention, or a suit is filed by patentee against third person, and that third person can take defense for revocation. So the revocation is initiated by third person, or revocation is initiated by defendant on whom the patentee has filed the case of infringement. Surrender of patent is an act of own decision of patentee. So in case of surrender, the patentee has taken the decision for surrender his invention. Whereas in case of revocation, it is imposed on patentee by court or appellate board, or it is imposed by patent office. Penalty is not attached on patentee for surrender. If a patentee is going to surrender his invention, then there is no penalty over the patentee. But in case of revocation, the penal action is taken. The action or penalty is charged uh, from the to the patentee because it is forcible. The controller is empowered to accept the offer for surrender of patent and revoke the same. So patentee can surrender his patent, or sometimes he can uh, revoke the same. So controller is having rights, but here only appellate board on an application made by person interested or controller of controller general or high court in the suit filed for infringement of patent is empowered to revoke the patent. So here a controller is not empowered, whereas here appellate board, controller general or high court is empowered to revoke the patent. So these are the things regarding surrender and revocation. So in case of surrender, the patentee has to take the permission from co-patentees or co-owners. If there are more than one inventor, then he has to take permission. So with this, we stop here today.